Hello and welcome to Happy Horror Time. My name is Tim Murdoch.
And my name is Matt Emmert. Now, today's special guest is true horror royalty. She has been called America's Scream Queen, Queen of the Bees, and even the Madonna of movie mayhem. She has starred in over 135 movies, most of which are horror, including so many notable 80s flicks like The Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Demons, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Graduation Day, and Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bolorama. Not to mention, she's written multiple books about her career, including a self-titled bio and chainsaw book and I'm Screaming as Fast as I Can, My Life in B Movies. It is such an honor to welcome to the podcast, Linnea Quigley.
I know you guys. I'm doing great now that you guys are here.
Oh, well, thank you. We've been looking forward to this. And, taking it back to the very beginning, I read that you were born in Iowa and were like a pretty shy kid. So when you were a kid, did you do any sort of performing or were you too shy to give it a try back then?
Oh no, I couldn't. If they called on me, I would turn red and just be like, oh my God, people are looking at me. It was really embarrassing. We might hear some barking here.
We love dogs.
Yeah, we love dogs. We know you're an animal lover. No worries. So you mean?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, so as a kid, you didn't partake in theater or anything like that.
Oh no. I wish. I hated that part because I was just so shy. I still am shy. I missed meeting George Romero because I was too scared to go up to him.
Oh, wow.
And when you were younger, were horror films on your radar? Did any have a big impact on you?
Oh, yes. My girlfriend and I would just watch them Saturday nights, the creature features. And I loved Murder in the Rue Morgue and Wax Museum and House, just all those films and Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, those are some good
Yeah,
picks. And I like that
Yeah.
because those are some obscure, that is a true horror fan that you pick those
Yes.
movies.
Yes,
Wow.
I loved those. They had such a ambiance.
Yeah, no, definitely. I also read that you moved to Los Angeles in the late 70s and were working at a health spa when you were first encouraged to give modeling and extra work a try. So can you take us through how that all happened? Did you just go and jump and get headshots and jump right in, or how did that all get started?
Oh, no. I came out at 16 with my parents because my dad took over the chiropractic college out in Los Angeles, LACC. And I got a job at Jack LaLanne's health spa. And these girls there were, models and actresses, as they say. And I was just intrigued by that. And it ended up that I just kind of followed them to set one day and I got to be a stand-in. Well, Jack Palance wanted to take me out. He was there on set and he was going to take, I told him, I go, oh, my car is in Hollywood. I have to go get it. The lot will close. And he said, oh, I'll get a helicopter and we'll go there and get your car and then go out. And I was just I got out of there so fast.
Wait, you're talking Academy Award winner from City Slickers, Jack Palance?
Yes.
Wow.
So he was essentially hitting on you.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Can you imagine being able to just pull out a line like, hey, let me get my helicopter and take you back?
It's now in my back pocket.
I know. It's I didn't call him on it. I thought, well, maybe he does have a helicopter. I don't know.
I want to know how he was thinking he would maneuver landing in a parking lot.
Yeah, on Hollywood Boulevard. I mean, I don't understand that.
Oh, I'm so glad you're safe because, helicopters are so dangerous.
Yeah.
I know it.
Oh.
And at the time you were learning guitar and auditioning for bands. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, that was fun. I took everything I was afraid of doing, singing and playing guitar and everything, and just wanted to get rid of that fear. And I would audition for bands and I love punk bands and I was in like quite a few bands a short time. I was even in one that rehearsed in Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue's house. His girlfriend was a drummer, and I rehearsed there, and he cut my hair once.
And so were you a singer, guitarist? What was your role in the bands that
Yes,
you would be in?
I was the singer, guitarist, writer.
Wow, that is so cool. And I know you've been in multiple bands throughout your career, right?
Yes, the main one though is the Skirts.
Oh, I like
That's
that.
the one I've been in for many years, and it looks like they're going to put out the music finally because I found the tapes finally.
Are we talking cassette tapes or are we talking?
Yes, yes. I got them from the masters, the cassette tapes, because they won't give me my masters. They say, oh, we can't find them, and all that. But I know they have them.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you got to get your hands
Yeah.
on that. Do you know, like vintage, especially when it comes to music, like is so popular nowadays. My boyfriend and I now collect vinyls, and which is just so funny because, the way technology goes, you progress, and then people miss the old stuff and want to go back to that.
Yeah, you're right. They do. They do.
So
I don't
yeah.
know. The old stuff, from what I've heard, I don't like the music like Ariana Grande and all those people. It's like it sounds old to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, just somebody singing and everything's corrected in the mix.
Mhm.
Yeah, no auto tuning. Oh my God.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I grew up when I did.
Exactly. Yeah. So, okay. So, we're going to try and go through your illustrious career in chronological order and cover some of your most popular films, starting with your first big slasher, 1981's Graduation Day. Now, I heard you mention that you were cast as Dolores after the original actress refused to do nudity, which brings me to a bigger question. So, you've always been very open to doing nudity throughout your career, which I totally respect. So, I was just wondering, have you just always been very comfortable in your own skin, or how did your feelings on doing nudity come about?
Well, I was still shy about that. My dad was a doctor, so I grew up, not being like, oh, the body is horrible, and being nude, and not in a like a religious type thing that's bad, type of household. But it was scary to like expose my body because, of course, like every woman, oh my God, I'm fat, I have cellulite, and that people would look at that or something. And it was still scary to do because
I,
it was so frowned upon then.
yeah, no, I can imagine. I mean, in Graduation Day, you also have the best chase scene, hands down, where you're running through the woods for what seems like forever before you ultimately meet your demise. What was it like filming that huge chase scene in Graduation Day?
Oh my gosh. Well, I learned an important lesson. Don't eat lunch before you have a running scene from like, the killer. I actually threw up after I got through running and, stumbling and of course falling and like every woman did back then.
And we read that Vanna White was also on set and in Graduation Day. What was it like talking with her? Was she fun?
She she was just kind of polite. And I remember she had a newspaper thing. She like, they would have the girls that weren't mud wrestlers, that were pretty and everything, posing for ads like, so and so's mud wrestling place. And she was one of the girls. So I thought that was funny.
Oh,
It's so funny to look back on like so many people who have gone into different sorts of careers, got their start in horror. So it's so interesting to see someone like Vanna White in Graduation Day. And going
It's
back to
hilarious.
what you said about your chase scene, and oh my God. So then how long did it take to film that entire chase scene? I mean, it sounds like how long were you running back and forth and all of that?
Oh my gosh. It seemed like a lot, and it was like hilly and the ground wasn't really good. I think it was about an hour and a half at night.
Jeez.
Ugh.
Luckily, it was at night, so it wasn't too hot.
That's so true. I mean, my gosh, the valley, I'm
Yeah,
dying.
I'm just thinking like I can't even imagine like running, and you're running like full speed, so I can totally imagine if you ate beforehand that getting
Oh,
to
I
you.
know that was a horrible mistake. That's
Well,
a good. I should write an acting book. Do not eat before a killer scene.
you
Right?
know what? It's totally true because I'm thinking that maybe actors think like, oh, I'll just get this in one take. I'm just running, and then it's like, nope.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, lesson learned.
Yeah. So also in 1984, you were in the holiday slasher, which we love, Silent Night, Deadly Night, where you play babysitter Denise and you have one of the most memorable deaths in the movie, getting impaled on deer antlers. So how was that whole death scene and that effect filmed?
Oh, what they did was they put like the deer head up there, and then they had the Santa Claus Billy, lift me up, like a bunch of times, and like, from the ribs. And I was so sore from that the next day. And then they had me like straddling after they got me up there. Um, I liken it to a bicycle seat. I was straddling, and then they glued on these antlers to my stomach, but they kept going like that every time I was breathing. So they're like, don't breathe. And I'm like, I have to breathe, sometime, you know. And it was cold because it was winter in Utah. It was cold up there. So I'm like, don't shake, don't breathe.
Oh my
Was the
God.
guy playing the Santa Claus, Billy, was he the one actually lifting you up?
Yeah. No, 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 no. They had a stunt guy.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna
They didn't
say,
have a stunt person for me. They had a stunt guy for the guy lifting me.
you should have gotten stunt pay for doing that then.
Yeah.
You know what? I know it. I didn't know about all that stuff, but yeah, I should have.
It is funny because we talk to people from horror movies all the time, and like we even learned that like even running can be considered a stunt. Like any sort of movement in these movies can be considered a stunt. So I would say being
Oh,
shoved onto antlers is definitely a
yeah,
stunt.
you're right. And having to balance up there. And then all the times I had to like do a fake fall. But, it's like back then you were just glad to get a film. You didn't want to make any waves.
Yeah.
I would probably do that. I'd probably be a people pleaser like that myself. I'd be like,
Yeah.
what do you want me to do? It's great.
I won't breathe, whatever you need.
Oh my God. I've been in perilous situations sometimes, I tell you.
I can't even imagine. We watched on the Blu-ray interview, you mentioned that you haven't seen the actor who played your boyfriend in the movie, Leo Getter, since filming. Is that still true? Has he never appeared at a
Yeah.
convention?
No, I don't know why. Maybe he wants to like not be associated with horror. I don't know.
That's
But I've
so
never
weird.
seen him since then.
I would walk around like everyone, like, hey, I'm in Silent Night, Deadly Night, 1984. Like, I would wear it as a badge of honor.
I know it. But some people are just like, oh, horror. Oh my. He's probably doing musical theater or something.
And because Robert Brian Wilson, who played Billy, I think for a while he was like not embracing the movie, but now he's like at every convention for it.
He is, and he's a really cool guy.
So you do see him on the convention circuit sometimes?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
He
that's great.
seems so
I
cool.
do.
And I mean, I'm not going to lie. What a handsome guy.
Oh my gosh, yes. He is very handsome.
It's
I
always
think the girls all had a crush on him.
we always talk about it's tough when you cast a really cute guy in the role of a killer because like you're afraid of them, but also they're cute.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes it hard.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new Silent Night, Deadly Night reboot? Did they ask you to be in it, or any like? Would you do a cameo if they asked?
Oh yeah, that would be fun to do a cameo. It would be really fun.
So you've heard about it's supposed to come out in December. I don't know if they've already filmed, if they're
Oh,
filming, but it's a reboot. And
really?
they cast the role of Billy. It's Rohan Campbell, who was in Halloween Ends. But I was just thinking,
Mhm.
oh, it'd be so great to like if you had a cameo in this reboot or something. But it's supposed to come out at the end of the year.
Yeah, I could be working at a taxidermy place or something.
That would be so funny. And you had to happen to have like a set of deer antlers on the back of the wall.
Yes.
Oh my God, I
And
love
Billy
it.
comes in and I'm like, oh, Yeah, that would be funny.
I love
That
it.
would be funny.
So, also in 1984, you appeared in Savage Streets, where you played Heather, the deaf and mute sister of Linda Blair, who is brutally beaten and raped by a group of gang members. Now, this role was very different from many of the characters you've played throughout your career, and I was just wondering, how did you approach playing a character like that who had to go through something so traumatic on screen?
Oh boy, I guess it's like the guys didn't break character, so it was kind of easy to like be kind of freaked out by them. And it was hard because the hardest part was I remember, when if that happened, you'd be screaming and making noises, and not making a noise was really hard to not do.
Yeah,
So it
because
all had to be facial expressions and body expression and everything.
I am so glad that Linda Blair killed them.
yeah, it makes it
She's so good in that.
What was it like working with her?
I was terrified. I'm like, oh my God, it's Linda Blair. And I was like, kind of an outcast because I was like in this dress and all proper and innocent. And the other girls had these cool outfits. So I kind of felt like, oh, I don't belong in that group.
And Danny Steinman, what was he like as a director?
I liked him a lot. He was really good.
So he was good with all of because it is some really heavy material in this movie, I mean,
Yes.
it's a revenge story, but there's also heavy material. And by the way, you're so good in that role because you're just so sweet and innocent and everyone loves you. So it makes it even more heartbreaking what happens to your character. But I can't even imagine how difficult playing, like you said, you're mute and deaf and having to go through something like that. It's like so many levels of acting.
Yeah, it definitely was. And Danny wanted more. He wanted like mucus coming out my nose and blood running down my leg. And I said, I think this is brutal enough. I don't think you have to add that stuff on there.
Oh, and he listened?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah,
good.
You're right. It's definitely brutal enough. So 1 year later, moving on to what may be your most celebrated role in the horror genre, playing Trash, the punk with the bright red hair in 1985's The Return of the Living Dead. So how did you get involved with this project? Because I read something on IMDb trivia that your co-star Jewel Shepard had recommended you for the role. Is that true? Or how did you get involved with that?
No, the casting director had cast me in Silent Night, Deadly Night. And she remembered me and she brought me in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then you read, and did you just read for Trash or any other characters?
No, I just read for Trash because they had already cast everyone. From what I heard, they told me that they had cast a girl for Trash. And then like 5 months went by or something like that. And they didn't have the money, and all of a sudden she was pregnant, the girl that was cast. And so they had to recast it. So everybody else was cast, and I had to audition a couple times.
Oh, wow.
For it.
Well, do you remember just offhand what you, your audition scene or what you did? I'm just wondering, did they make you do the dance? Oh, you do? What was your audition scene?
My audition scene was, do you ever fantasize, and that whole thing. And then dancing. So I was like a nervous wreck. I'm like, I want to get this,
Oh God. I know, because it's such a morbid character because she fantasizes about being, I think, eaten alive. Right?
Yes.
Well, she says that, and then it happens.
I know. By a bunch of old men, I think she says.
Yes. Be careful what you put out to the universe, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So
you win $1 million.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So The Return of the Living Dead was directed by Dan O'Bannon, who famously wrote the original Alien. Now, in the making of documentary for this film, a lot of people, it sounded like, felt that Dan was a pretty intense director. What was your experience like working with him?
He was intense. He was under a lot of pressure too. That could have had something to do with it, because the budget wasn't very big and they needed to bring it in, and he was a perfectionist. He wanted everything perfect. When I was doing the Do You Ever Fantasize scene, He was like placing the mushrooms by my legs in certain spots. I mean, he was just like, really perfectionist.
Wow.
And is this true that Legs was the original name of your character? And when was it changed?
It was changed like at the last minute.
I mean, Trash is memorable, but
Do you know why?
I prefer Trash.
Yeah, why did they change from Legs to Trash?
I don't know. I'm not sure. To tell you the truth, that's a good question.
It's so
I
funny.
like Legs too, and then I'm like, Trash? I'm like, that sounds weird.
Oh, I like Trash. I like Trash. I think it's so.
I do now.
Yeah.
I love it now.
Yeah, I mean, it fits like the character's kind of vibe with kind of being deadpan and stuff, but so does Legs because of the dancing. So,
Yeah. So
Maybe
I
her
have
middle name
no
is
idea.
Legs. Trash Legs.
Trash Legs.
Trash
Le-
Leg. Yes.
Leggy trash.
Yeah.
Speaking of dancing, one of the most iconic parts of this film is your big nude dance scene on top of the tomb in the graveyard. So what was it like filming this scene? Like, was it choreographed? Did you have to do a ton of takes? Was it weird dancing naked in front of the rest of the cast? Tell us about that.
Okay. It was weird dancing naked in front of the cast up on a tombstone. I just choreographed it myself. I just went with what the music was, which was, let's see, Nasty Girl. They were playing Nasty Girl by Vanity.
Oh.
They hadn't secured Stacey Q's music yet. So I was dancing to a totally different song, but it worked for some reason. I don't know how they get that to work. But it was embarrassing, but it was fun too. And it wasn't raining. I loved that because the rain was so cold and miserable.
Yeah, anytime I see a movie with rain in it, I always feel for like the people in the movie, the crew, like everyone. I was like, this does not look like fun. But as a viewer, it's entertaining.
Yes. And it's miserable. It's miserable because you have these rain machines and it's cold water, just, like taking a cold shower at night. Oh.
No, I would never.
Rain in movies is always like a torrential rainfall. It's never like a light drizzle. It's always the heaviest rain possible.
So good on screen with like the lightning and the music. It just really, captures a moment.
It does. It does.
I can't believe that your whole scene, you were dancing to a different song and then they just put in the new song and it just worked.
Yeah, it did. I don't know how they do. They do that a lot. Like when I was doing extra work, when I first started, they would have, something everybody in the club is dancing to. And then you see the movie and it's a totally different song.
I don't know if you watch Housewives. I'm a big Housewives fan. Like whenever it's kind of addicting, but whenever the ladies on the show are dancing, they're not dancing to what we're hearing because they can't get the rights to anything. So they're just like dancing to like elevator music.
Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. I'm going to have to watch one of those.
I recommend Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills Housewives. Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Poor Trash, like she foresaw, gets overtaken by a pack of zombies after running through a bunch of muddy puddles in the rain and later turns into a zombie herself. So I think you mentioned the rain, but how tough was it to film all of those running scenes through muddy, wet conditions and puddles?
It was miserable. And I was like barefoot too. So I'm like going on rocks and everything. And like when I lead the zombies to get the cops, it was all like a long run with rocks and stuff and slippery in the mud. That's for sure.
Oh
I can't believe, did you get sick at all? Because like in those
I did.
Oh, you did?
I got strep throat. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm just guessing like the whole cast probably got pneumonia.
I know. I don't know if anybody else got sick or not. That's another good question, but I definitely did.
I'm not shocked. Like it's like the whole thing. You're running through freezing, rain, mud, everything, and naked.
Yeah,
it's like the no protection.
That's a nice perk.
And I'm buried in mud, which was really creepy. And I come out of the mud, and that was like the hardest shot to do.
Do you remember how many nights you were filming in those conditions? Because it's a good portion of the movie, or just around, like, was
Yeah,
it weeks or?
it was weeks. Yes, it
Oh
was
my
weeks.
gosh. I bet those showers at the end of the day were just like, oh my gosh, Calgon, take me away.
Oh, well, when I turned, I'm white, and they gave me this stuff that doesn't come off in rain. So in the shower, it wouldn't come off. So I would go home all painted white at like 6 a.m, driving home, and try to get in the shower and get it off, and it wouldn't come off.
Ah,
So, like,
So
would you come the next day and be like, "Hey, this is what's left of the
yeah,
makeup"?
exactly. So they wouldn't have much more to do.
Oh,
paint me.
yeah, I know. So it can make it even harder to get off. Wow.
Yes, yes.
So, this year, 2025, is the 40th anniversary of the Return of the Living Dead. And we've heard you talk
Yeah.
about a sequel that you were developing called Trashy's Revenge that stars yourself and many cast members from the original film. Can you tell us about that? Like what's it about? What's going on with it?
Well, I don't know now. I pulled out of it because they were starting to want to do more AI
Oh,
and stuff like that. And I don't like that.
oh no.
I didn't want to be in something that wasn't, practical effects mainly and just, so I pulled out of it.
Oh no. Wait, so then I take it it's
Mhm.
not going to be Trash's Revenge, because you can't have Trash's Revenge without Trash, right?
I don't know. They might AI me, and
Oh,
then it's sue time. I don't know.
Well,
I
that would
really
not be
don't
very
know.
authentic.
that is so
No.
disappointing to hear. Like, as fans as the original
Mhm.
movie, like when you had first, I think it was like a number of months ago, announced it, it was so
Yes.
exciting to think of you. And you had mentioned a bunch of the original cast members returning. I can't believe why they would want to choose AI over like the cast members.
I I guess to save money, maybe. I mean, Tom and Beverly and Phil and Miguel are doing it. I but I just like the integrity for me was like I don't want to be in a sequel type thing where it like is not good.
Yeah.
Not saying that
Understand.
it's not going to be good, but to me, AI is not good.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be the same without you in it. I can definitely say that.
Oh, thank
Uh,
you.
skipping forward a few years to 1988, you played Suzanne in Night of the Demons, the party girl who's obsessed with makeup and just wants to look good for the boys.
And
So-
I tell
Yes.
ya, you got the best looking boy, Jay Lance Benton. I'm very
Oh, yeah.
jealous. Very jealous.
what
Yeah.
was the audition process like for this film?
I didn't have to audition. It was great. And I almost didn't go in to talk to the director because I was so sick of the rejection from going to an audition and then you're too young, you're too old, you're too this, you're too that, or, it's the director's girlfriend that's going to get the part. So I like kept saying to my manager, I said, no, I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to go in. And finally he said, no, they really, really, really want to see you. They like your work. So I went in and they just said, oh, okay, you've got it.
Congratulations.
Wow, that's so awesome. No, but I mean, that must have
It
been
was
like
amazing.
great, like especially,
Oh,
but that obviously, it was Kevin Tenney director. So obviously he knew like you had been in a number of films at that point, so knew
yes.
what you could do and like the character,
And what was it like
Yeah.
filming at Hall House?
I had fun there. It was like a big house and everybody else said it was haunted, but I've never seen a ghost. So,
And were you
and I
there?
didn't see anything there.
And were you there the day Rue McClanahan showed up?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, because Amelia, I think her aunt is
Yeah.
Golden Girl,
Yes.
Rue McClanahan
Yes.
Blanche.
Yeah, apparently she made a set visit. We talked to Kathy Podwell and she mentioned it, and that's just such a crazy appearance,
I mean, gay guys love the Golden Girls.
Oh, yes. I mean, they're great. And I went to at her house, a PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, a party at Rue's house once. So I met her then. But I could have been in makeup or something when she showed up, since the makeup was like, hours and hours and hours.
I was
For
just
when
about to
I'm a
ask you,
demon.
like, what was that makeup and prosthetics like? I mean, how long did it take to transform into a demon?
Like 12 hours. I hated it. It was
Really?
horrible. Yeah,
Because
I
you
hated it.
had like, I mean, you had the whole gamut of, you had like contact lenses, teeth, and everything. So like everything had to be applied, I take it, obviously.
Yes, it did. And then painted and they're perfectionists too. They were, and it was like they would like, paint and then step back and go look and then paint and it took forever.
I can't even imagine, but one of the most memorable scenes in Night of the Demons is the infamous lipstick scene where your character, while possessed by a demon, ends up sticking an entire lipstick into her own nipple. Now, I've
Yeah.
got to know, what was your reaction when you first heard or read that your character would be doing this?
I was really happy because I like when something odd happens because people remember it. And I thought it was like really creepy and cool.
It is so creepy and cool is the best way to describe it because I've never seen anything like that in my life. Have you?
I watched it with my mom when I was like 10, and I was just like, what's happening?
Yeah, I know. I bet. Like, do women have holes in their nipples or what?
So how can you tell us how that effect was done? Like how that they were able to make that happen?
Yeah, they made a mold first of my breasts, and then they strapped mine down after they made the mold, and it was like a gelatin, so it was like it moved. It wasn't, hard, and they had to keep it refrigerated, and then they put it on me and, strapped it on, and then they cut a hole in the nipple, and I had to like hit the mark.
That's such a fun story.
It is such a fun story. And I want to know, what did they do with that Jello mold after filming was done?
Oh, they couldn't, I guess it dissolves or something like that. Oh. Unless you kept it refrigerated. Oh. They didn't know anybody would, be like it or something like that. So
there are enough creepy people on eBay that would probably pay thousands of dollars for that mold.
Oh my God, how funny. Yeah, they might. Yeah.
Never know. So we heard you mention on a podcast that of all the directors you've ever had, Kevin Tenney, who directed Night of the Demons, was the easiest to work with. So what made Kevin Tenney so easygoing? Like, how did he run things?
He wasn't hard on people. He just like, let you do your own thing. Or if it was off, he'd say, why don't you do this? Or, I kind of like, when I act, I go from like what the dialogue takes me, I don't like go, oh, this girl's going to be this and that and say this, I just let the dialogue, because the dialogue was so weird, for my character.
Don't look at me.
Yes, I love that one. I love that one, that line.
Such great. And I just love, like, always the compact in hand. Always, like, it is just great. And the amazing ballerina costume. And in 2009, they did a remake of Night of the Demons starring Shannon Elizabeth, Monica Keena, and Edward Furlong. And you have a cameo, a quick scene with trick-or-treaters where you're wearing that same ballerina costume. So what was it like returning to this movie to do the cameo? And did you get to have any input into what your character would be doing?
No, I didn't. I thought it would be better if it was boys coming up to the door and that I like bent over or something like that. And then, said something like from the movie.
Yeah. Like, I just want to look good for the boys.
Love that.
Exactly. That would have been more fun. It didn't, having the girls come up and then just like nothing really,
Yeah, it's like it's a cool Easter egg.
I love the original so much. I couldn't really get into the reboot, but I was so happy.
I never saw the reboot. I heard they took it very far. So
They definitely took, especially that lipstick scene, even further. Like they wanted to
Uh-oh.
take it to like the next level. But yeah, it was a shame because it's like we get this quick scene with you. And it's like wanted more or like wanted, yeah, like it would have been great to have something more related to your character because your character had so many great lines and actions. But
Yeah.
at least we got you for a second.
And you know what? I never met the director
Real.
because they were filming with a crane and I never got to meet him.
So you mean when they like hired you for the cameo, you never talked with the director?
No,
Wow.
That's so bizarre.
it
You would
was
think, yeah,
weird. I'm like, why isn't he talking to me or coming up or anything?
that's so weird. Wow.
It was weird.
Also in 1988, 1988 was a big year for you. You starred in the horror comedy Sorority Babes and the Slimeball Bolorama, best title ever, by the way, where a bunch of co-eds break into a bowling alley and release a creature called the Imp who starts killing them off. Now, I read that director David Dakota let you pick any character you wanted to play in the film. So what made you choose
Yeah.
Spider?
Oh my gosh, it was the best character. It's like tough. I didn't have any nude scenes. I got to get the guy at the end. Uh, got to fight. It was just like a dream role for me.
Yeah, no, it totally is. Of all the characters, I think and it's so funny because Spider's not one of the initial, like one of the sorority babes because you're already
Right.
in the Bolorama, but it is such a great character to play.
And when you were talking to
It
the
is.
imp, what were you actually talking to?
Nothing.
Now that's good acting.
That's weird. It's like, oh, look at the floor there. And, David Dakota, I love. I mean, I did a lot of films with him, but, we just like kind of winged it a little bit. But he trusted us. As long as we got our lines right and the gist of it, he was fine.
It's so funny because in that movie, it's like this little creature that's talking to you and like everyone's just looking at something, but obviously knew that it was added later. So you mean he would just say like, look over there and pretend that you're reacting to something?
Yes, which is just so weird.
So funny, like it is, but I mean, it's a crazy kooky movie. And then your co-star from the movie, Brink Stevens, ended up directing a sequel in 2022, and both she and Michelle Bauer returned. Was there any reason you didn't return for this sequel?
The same reason that I kind of like backed out of Trash's Revenge. I didn't want to do something that wasn't going to be up to par with the original. And I didn't think there was going to be anything up to par with the original. So I didn't want to do it.
I haven't seen the sequel. I have no idea.
Either, but I mean,
haven't either.
Yeah, I can't imagine it is at the same caliber as the original because the original was so like different for its time and all of that. But yeah, it's weird because like we love when franchises do reboots, but you're right that it is kind of defeating if it's not going to be on par with the original films.
Exactly. Like the first two Jaws were really good, and then it got like ridiculous,
I totally agree.
Yes. Actually, obviously Roy Schneider's in 1 and 2, so it almost feels like one big film.
It really does, yeah.
It does, yeah. You get them like confused a little bit.
Sometimes, yeah. So also in 1988, you played one of the souls that pops out of Freddy Krueger's body at the end of A Nightmare on Elm Street for the Dream Master. Now, how did this opportunity come your way, and what was it like filming that chaotic scene?
Well, my husband-to-be, Steve Johnson, who did the effects in Night of the Demons, was doing the effects in that one. And so he mentioned me, and I said, yeah, I want to do it because I like the Freddy movies. I think they're really clever. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I became one of the souls in Freddy's chest.
That is so cool. And then I heard you mention that your ex-husband, Steve Johnson, proposed to you after filming that scene in Nightmare 4. Can you tell us that story? Like, how did that all go down?
Well, he had the guy I had picked a ring, and he had the guy come out and he proposed to me after I did my little thing with the soul in the chest on set. So I thought that was kind of cool.
So everyone, like the crew, cast and crew, were all there and witnessed it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That's so.
After he hosed me off, like with a garden hose.
I remember watching the making of, and they had that scene, and I remember you in the making of.
Didn't the whole thing fall over or something?
Yes, that was in the making of.
We all fell, and I didn't fall. Like the poor lady that was working the head fell a long way down.
Was she okay?
Had to go to the hospital. She had to go to the hospital, but she was okay, and she was like in her 70s too.
Oh my goodness!
Oh jeez!
Yeah. Wow!
I know all of that
movie making.
I know all the mishaps of movie making. Between that and getting strep throat running through Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, and don't breathe with antlers.
I know.
Yes, and don't breathe while you're pretending to be dead.
Yes, exactly, and no stump pay.
Yeah, no stump, exactly. Okay, so Linnea, we want to play a quick little game with you right now where we'll ask you some rapid fire questions, and you simply need to answer with the name of the horror movie that we discussed that answers the question best. Don't worry, it's not trivia, nothing like that. It's just to get your opinion on these films. So basically, you can answer with either Graduation Day, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Savage Streets, Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Demons, or Sorority Babes. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Which of these films have you seen the most times throughout your life?
Return of the Living Dead.
Which do you think is the best overall horror film?
Return of the Living Dead.
Ooh. Which had the most drama on set while filming?
Night of the Demons.
Ooh.
Which had the most behind the scenes romances?
Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-orama.
Oh,
the Ip would bring up romance.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah.
Was Andras involved?
He was trying to be, he was like an adolescent, pretty much. I think he was 18, and he just like all these girls around at puberty, but no.
Which, and this is a big one, which had the character you enjoyed playing the most?
Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-orama.
Oh, yes, Spider.
Which has the most cast members you're still in touch with today?
Return of the Living Dead.
Cool. And then which do you get asked about most by fans?
Return of the Living Dead.
That makes sense. Yeah. So you also had the chance to work with the late Gunnar Hansen in 1988's Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, which is ironic since he played Leatherface in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So what was Gunnar Hansen like to work with him? What was it like getting to chainsaw him to death in that film?
Oh, it was great because as a teenager, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was one of my favorites. I was like, I loved that movie. It was just creepy and realistic and everything. And so I was terrified to work with him. I went to set and I was terrified, but he was so nice. And I told him, I go, you should do these shows. People would go nuts. And he said, no, nobody's going to remember me. And I'm like, yes, they will. So he started doing shows and everybody, came to him. So that was good.
Oh my God.
Everyone talks about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And everyone loves the villains. Like all the actors who's played Jason or Michael Myers or obviously Robert Englund, like they get the longest lines. It's crazy.
They sure do. And, he had no clue because he was living in Maine writing books and poetry and things like that. So he had no clue how popular he was.
I love that Leatherface was writing poetry.
Stay in Maine.
He and Stephen King's in Maine, right?
Yeah.
Him and Stephen King.
Yeah.
So another thing we wanted to know is since you were auditioning for so many films throughout the 80s, what other stars would you like run into at auditions?
Oh, geez. I didn't ever run into any star really at an audition that I remember. I mean, it could have been like they made it later, but I think I was so like nervous on the audition process that I didn't even realize the other people in the room.
I was just wondering if like the Brat Pack, auditioned for horror movies in the 80s or any of like those people.
Right.
Probably not.
Of all the death scenes you've ever done in any horror film, which has been your absolute favorite?
I think the deer antlers. I think that was really unique. or the possessed shower head going through my throat. One of the two.
Yes, we just watched that.
We just watched Witch Trap, and it's such a great death scene because I have never seen a shower head. It like pierces your throat. Like it was I guess we have to ask about that. How did they do that effect?
Well, I got lucky. I was like, oh no, another effects. But they showed me reacting, and then after, like the fact, but they had a fake head and neck, and they use that for like when it like punctures.
Oh wow,
it's a good effect.
It is, and it's really, again, another one of those death scenes like the antlers that I have not ever. I mean, of course, shower death scenes are iconic since Psycho, but I've never seen the shower head get possessed.
No.
Matt and I were not expecting that. We're like, oh, that's something we have not seen.
No, I know you're like, oh, a shower scene's going on, and then.
I know, exactly.
It all goes crazy.
So, as we mentioned in the intro, you've already written a few books about your career in horror. How did you, or what got you first interested in writing about your career?
I don't know. I just thought there were some interesting stories from different sets I'd been on and different people I'd met, and that it would be fun. And I could, promote animal rights and, it was like a fun thing to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's great. I think like memoirs are such fun books to read because you get to hear about the experiences that you've never heard about before in such detail,
Yes, and I'm doing another one.
That was what we were
up to date. Yeah.
What other, because we were going to ask if there's any more books in your future. What is the new book, or what can you tell us about it?
Well, I'm going to be starting it really soon. I'm trying to get some data like grandparents and this and that. And then probably in 2 months, I'm going to really get down to it. But it is like psychotherapy, like talking about yourself, like your memories. It's kind of hard.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's like, I can't even imagine. Well, I can't even imagine. Like, you have to sit down. You have to literally like revisit those times to think about everything in detail.
Yeah. And sometimes
so it's not fun.
Yeah. Like sometimes you're like, oh, good, I'm over that hurdle. And then you have to revisit some drama.
I know. Oh my God, the audition days. Oh, it was awful.
I've had sometimes when I'm thinking back at certain times in my life, like I get the anxiety that I felt back in that time. It's really weird. Like you think about how anxious you were at a certain time and like the anxiety feeling comes back. So it's bizarre.
They say that give like certain sense, like from the past can trigger like a lot of memories all at once.
Yes.
So what you got to do is get whatever that mud in Return of the Living Dead smelled like and just smell it and then start writing.
It'll take me back. Yes.
So looking back on your entire incredible career in horror so far, what are you most proud of? Is there like a moment, an experience, a film, or just what are you most proud of from this incredible career you've had?
That I faced my fears and, did things, it would have been more comfortable not to do those things and then just, either get married or be a spinster or whatever, and have a nice, quiet life. But I'm most proud of that I faced the fears.
That's great. Yeah.
And we got to go on the journey with you and be entertained.
Yes. I love that.
And the idea that you did so many movies so quickly. I mean, like, especially at certain periods of your life, like it felt like, was it just nonstop working for you in those periods?
Pretty much, yeah. It was, especially working with David Dakota. And, it was like he would put a movie out like in 3 or 4 days, we'd be like filming for 12-hour days, which is normal. And, have our lunch break and everything. And the movie would be out. So I filmed a lot then, yeah.
Yeah.
And what are you up to today? Like, what's day to day like for you?
Well, I've got an animal sanctuary. So day to day is like dealing with animals, like dogs, cats, goats. It's hard. It's very hard. And then I go to the shows, and then I have to have a house sitter, and then I worry when I'm gone. And you know, working on movies. I went to London and did one, which was really fun. The Witches of Sands, which will be out, I think, next year.
Oh, okay, because we also wanted to ask about any new projects you can tell us about. So The Witches of Sands is a new horror movie
Mhm.
that you're in?
Yes.
That's so cool. And I love you said an animal sanctuary. Does that mean are they all your animals or do you like give them up for adoption or how does that
I
work?
have I have given them up for adoption, but some of them are here to stay, that's for sure.
That would be the hardest. I mean, like I can only
Yeah.
imagine.
Oh, it
I
is.
know people do it, but me personally, I walk dogs, so I get so connected.
I know. I know. It's like, I can see the dogs that I adopted out, but then when I see them, I'm like, oh, I hope they don't think I, forgot them, but they have a great life,
Yeah.
and they're living it, so I guess they're not upset.
Oh no.
you
Well,
did
not
the
as
right
as
thing.
long as you give them a great life, a great family. How many dogs do you personally own?
12.
Wow.
Oh my god!
All different breeds, or do you have like a certain breed that you
Yes.
love the most? All different breeds. That's
And we only heard one bark.
Doberman, Burmese Mountain Dog, Huskies, Australian Shepherds, cattle dogs, uh, mutts, Rotties,
God,
pits.
I feel bad for ever thinking having one dog is a lot of responsibility.
Right. And we're not going to ask
Oh
you
my God.
to name all 12.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Oh
No,
no,
we won't.
no.
Okay.
And you said you also have cats and goats and those types of animals
Yes.
too?
Yes. I have cats. I have 5 cats.
Wow.
And I just rescued a kitten that was out in the desert. And she is like so cool. She's polydextrous, which just means they have six, like a thumb.
Yeah.
Instead of 5 fingers, they have 6. And she's gray and she's just so cute.
Oh, that's so great. And that's so great because so many animals like that need homes. And especially when you get a
Oh, yeah.
home like yours, I can tell you're such an animal lover
Yeah.
they're very lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you.
So we have one final question for you, Linnea, and you've been great. It's been so much fun going through your
Yes.
career with you. And we ask this final question to all of the people we interview. What is one thing that you can tell us about your experience working on any of the films that we discussed today that you've never told any other interviewer, publication, convention Q&A, or podcaster? Just one thing about working on any of these films that you've never told in any other interview.
Oh boy, that's a hard one. Let's see. Let me think of one good one. Okay, that I really kind of hated my character in Night of the Demons because she was so fussy and stuff like that. And like I wanted to be the other character, Amelia's character.
Oh, so you wanted to be like the black
The
dress
main
demon.
girl, yeah, like the goth chick. I thought she was like tougher and cooler. And then also the other one I haven't told was Ginger Lynn and I on Vice Academy. I did not like her because she was like on drugs and late. She would be late to the set by hours, and she had that mentality. And then now we're really good friends. She's really cool.
That's so funny. Do you guys ever talk about like how you didn't like each other back then? Or?
Yes. Because she asked me, she goes, "You didn't like me, did you?" And I go, "No, I didn't." I said,
Well,
you made us all wait for 2-3 hours when you got to set and you thought you were like, because in the porn industry, she was, regaled as like the top one and got anything she wanted pretty much.
Oh, wow.
And she was dating Charlie Sheen at the time.
I know.
Too.
I was like, are we going to talk about
Yeah. Oh, she was dating Charlie. Wait, she was dating Charlie Sheen when you guys were working together back then?
Yes. And she went to a bachelor party and had girls that were like in the industry show up at it. And they did tons of drugs. She showed up the next day and she was a mess.
Oh, that makes production a lot longer.
Did Charlie Sheen ever accompany her to set when you were filming?
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Wow.
Oh, it's such an era that like the movies last forever. And like Matt and I love them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've heard some crazy things from people when asking this question. So thank you for looking back.
I'm glad you're friends with her today.
And yes, it is nice that you guys are friends today and can look back on the past and laugh at it.
Exactly. I know, because I hate it when there's animosity with people and, you know, you don't want to like run into them. And, you know, it's like now we're good friends. She's a cool girl.
That's awesome.
I have one last little question.
I love all the gay fans. They are the best, I swear. Whoa. And I have tons of gay friends. They're like my buddies. You know, they're more loyal than anyone.
Oh, we love that. Well, the gays love you, I can say. I'm speaking for all of
that.
us.
That's like that's another thing like that makes me so happy.
At the conventions, I mean, I'm assuming you get a lot of gay men coming up to you.
Yes, I do. And some of them dressing like Trash or Suzanne, you know, and that is like such a compliment.
Maybe this year I'll go as your character from Night of the Demons.
I mean, you're going to have to wear that ballerina costume. I do love it. And the hair is great. And you could have the messed up lipstick. Oh, that would be a great costume.
Oh, that would be good. That would be really good. You've got to show up.
I will.
Well, then maybe I'll be Trash from Return of the Living Dead.
Pull up Trash.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
I won't do the nude death scene, but when you have your whole nude dance scene.
Matt has done nude before. He was in 2 plays where there was nudity.
You were?
Yeah, theater where on stage I was play. So I feel like it was probably easier to do that than naked in film because on stage the lights are there, so you can't really see all the people that are watching you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Were you scared a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I mean, before I was more scared knowing like that friends were coming to see the show. And I was thinking, but then I was like, okay, but for me, they're seeing this character naked, not me, which doesn't really make sense. But it was me. But yeah. So, but then I got over it because I got used to, you know, you're doing theater, you're doing it over and over again. And so then I was like, who cares?
Yeah, you're right. It's like when you go to the doctor, you know, you don't want to show them anything, you know, and it's like embarrassing, even though they've seen a million bodies, you know.
And I know, and the doctor's like, I really don't care. Like, you're making this worse than this is.
To be part of this club, I need to be in a show where I'm naked.
Oh, yeah.
You better.
You better, Tim, and you better do it soon.
I know, right?
Have it in your contract and get that stunt pay.
Yes.
I'm going to do a scene where I'm naked and running.
Naked, running, or dancing and get stunt pay.
Yes. Yes.
Well, it has been such a pleasure talking with you today, Linnea. We really appreciate it. We are so honored to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for showing that. We really appreciate it. And yes, we will definitely be in touch, okay?
Okay, we better be. And I'll see you guys as Trash and Suzanne.
I hope so. Okay, well, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay.
Okay,
going to Pilates.
Oh, yeah. Good. Enjoy. Okay, bye.
Okay, see you guys.
Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to another episode of Happy Horror Time.
If you'd like to support the podcast, please sign up to be a patron at www.patreon.com/happyhorrortime. As a patron, you get access to all our bonus content, which now includes 2 new bonus episodes every month, a monthly after-show mini episode, access to our Discord community so you can chat with us directly, and the chance to review a film with us in one of our bonus episodes.
Patrons also get all our regular episodes ad-free and a day early, our monthly newsletter, the chance to vote in polls, and autographed Happy Horror Time stickers.
I'm Matt Emmert.
And I'm Tim Murdoch.
And we hope you have a happy horror time.